Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It is Midday Money on a Tuesday, February the 20th. Welcome on into the show. Hope everybody is super duper. I was going to say something, but I'm not. It rhymes with duper. Could figure it out. Welcome to the 593rd episode of the Midday Money Show. You can find the podcast on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google, Stitcher, TuneIn, wherever. There's probably more podcast forums. I don't know all the names of them. But thanks for listening. Mr. Sean Higgs in the Twitter world. Hit the like button here. YouTube, Winning Free Picks is the channel, winningfreepicks.com, though. Webpage, if you're looking to get down for some premium stuff, I give out a lot of free stuff here. Sean Higgs, personal YouTube, I post, the show is on there, and I also do some other rando stuff. So be sure to follow both. Doesn't cost you anything there. Subscribe to a channel, hit a like button. You jackals. Where the heck did where is my sheet for my Marcos Minute? Oh, Badugala Mugala. Here we go. I got it. All right. Hit the like button. Let's first off, our guy Luis with the lock emoji on Virginia yesterday. Went against our Virginia Tech play. It's not a winner. That's not a winner. 1 and 2 in the video, 2 and 1 on the sites. South Carolina State, NC Central winners. Texas didn't get there. It is what it is. Terrible play with the ice pick last night. 17 and 18 on the ice, plus 150 in the video. What's there to say? No ice today. Let me tweet out here. Same games as yesterday for those interested. There's your recap. Let's do a little Marcos Minute for my guy. He loves the show. Probably holding out hope that Miss Danica comes back. Our favorite Canadian. One of our favorite Canadians. I can't say she's a favorite Canadian now. She doesn't come in as much. Butler. Nova. Well, you should know we have Butler in the chat here. I do like West Virginia. VCU. Miami, Ohio, and Western Michigan. I'm going to go to homies, Western Michigan. We will go homies with Toledo. Homies, Central Michigan. I don't know if I want to go homies with Duquesne Lane to 10. Maybe St. Louis. A little Billiken action here for the Marcos Minute. Michigan State, sure. Part of me wants to take Fordham against Davidson, but how about an over in that matchup instead? A&M Lane to Arkansas. I don't hate that. Little Aggies there. Tennessee line, 13 down to 11. The Ohio Bobcats against Kent State. Should be a close one. I mean, Ohio should win that, but how about Eastern Michigan Buffalo? A 2-win Buffalo team favored over Eastern Michigan. I guess you got to take the Bulls there of Buffalo. I like Florida State. I do like NC State there. I would lean a little Ball State against Northern Illinois. Give me some Connecti kit. I would say maybe Maryland as a dog, Utah State, TCU doggy, Pittsburgh doggy, Baylor doggy, Boise. Probably should win this by 20. St. Mary's. And I guess Wyo. I don't even know about that Wyoming-Nevada game. There you go. That's the Marcos Minute. Now let's get to today's picks. I kept you around for 4 minutes and 50 seconds. A little teaser. That's a little teaser play by me, as they do in the radio TV biz. They kind of leave you hanging on. A little on-edge cliffhanger. Butler, there they are. The Butler's going to do it. VCU +3, Central Michigan, money line. Michigan State -10, Utah State 2.5, and St. Mary's Gales -6.5. Nothing added from last night. I thought about putting Pitt in here. I can think about a lot of things. Most of the time, it's adding, listen, it's a free pick show. I get it. I try to add a bunch of free picks. Then people are like, why aren't these picks the ones on your site? Your records are different. Well, of course they're different. You're not paying me, and I can't give out every single pick I put on a site. That doesn't work. So they are mixed together. Somebody's like, hey, what are these games last night? I think it was BS Slayer on Twitter. I said, listen, I got money on half of these games. I can't, I know I'll get into it with him. I don't know if he watches the show or just sees the free picks. But I said this before. I can't put out every pay play in here and every game I bet on in the chat. It doesn't work that way. Let's, speaking of the chat, let's say hello to those who've come in today. Not many. Look at this. So not too many people here. It says, FYI, Jefferson is out for St. Mary's at 21 points and 9 boards in the first game. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's probably why the line ticked down, right? It was an 8, went down to a 7. The points are important because they don't score too much. And the picture in the chat, by the way, just loaded them, just sent them there. I'm looking at the St. Mary's defense to do the job here, miss. Butler, yes, +6. The Ohio Bobcats are a 3.5 point fave now, up from a 3. Pitt in the points, they're good. I mean, I just did a show with Jesse Shule and Ross Benjamin. I mean, Pitt 6-2 on the road. They got the same record as number 1 UConn. Pitt's not even ranked. The BYU game is interesting to me because it was a 2. Now it's a 4. If it opened at 4, I'm just jumping on bail. I'm like, 4 is too many points. I'll take bail on 4. The fact that I got it bet up to 4, I don't know, man. That might be a BYU side for me. YO in the big points versus Nevada and the over. Nick Nasty's in the house. Michael B is in the house. Planet Sports is top bet UConn 2.5. Akron Toledo over to 150. I said to Jesse and Ross today, I'm like, you want to take Creighton? I get it, right? Oh, they're off a big win. Yeah, I mean they're 24-2. Every game's a big win. Are you going to be the guy who stands in front of the tank at Tiananmen Square in China and get run over? If you want Creighton, I guess take Creighton on the money line because I'm not taking the points. If Creighton's going to win, they're going to win. So take a money line plus 140 or whatever it is on the money line, 150-ish. They have 2 losses at Kansas, where you're playing against Kansas, the crowd, and the refs. And then you lost at Seton Hall after a decent road trip. You had wins over North Carolina. You're coming off a cross-country flight beating Gonzaga basically on their home court. I'm 2 miles from their home court. That's a little flat spot. I don't think it's a spot where they're going to lose after beating Marquette. I mean, Creighton's lost some games at home. They've lost a few games at home. Michael B says, nothing really changed for me last night. He's got BYU, first half full game. The Aggies over San Diego State. He likes Creighton at home. Toledo over the Zips. And who's the last one here? UMass. Massachusetts. That's not -15, folks. That's a 1.5. -15 would be huge plus money. Lock it in with the King is in the house. The Miz says one of Baylor's top scorers could be out. Yeah. College is a little tricky, as they say. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. That's right on time. It's tricky. Run DMC 1986. Michael B says Jefferson is Mary's defensive guy. He's not really a great scorer. He's also their worst free throw shooter. I would be more concerned if Manny, Saxon, or Maroshilus. Sarunas Marshallonis? He still plays Marshallonis? Nick Nasty says UConn, baby. There you go. Got to go Godzilla style out in Creighton. Maurice, why did you like Davidson? I think that's the best play on the board. Why don't we like Davidson against Fordham? I would lean over there. I don't know. Um, it didn't jump at me. I actually sort of liked Fordham a little bit. Um, the line has come down here. Why has this line come down? Fordham, let's see. They played back in January. Davidson with a 10-point win on the road. Fordham has dropped 3 in a row. Davidson coming home after a Bonnie's loss on the road. Again, no shame losing on the road. It is tough to win on the road. They did cover the 7.5. Lost last time at home. They beat LaSalle, covering 8.5. You lost to George Mason. You lost to VCU at home. Lost to Richmond at home. Fordham lost at home to VCU. They lost on the road to Richmond. Davidson. You beat St. Louis. Duquesne, loser, Rhodey. You beat the Bonnies. You beat the Bonnies on the road 80-74, who Davidson just lost to 81-80. Fordham was a 10-point dog. Davidson was a 7.5-point dog. Listen, give me the over here. I'm not running to lay 7. Actually, it's down now to 6. The Penn won 4 in a row. Spanish League. Corona over final score 3-2. The Penn won. Player prop kicks him in baseball 1-0. NHL 1-0. Oilers killed them in the third period. Great day. Maurice is saying good afternoon. I'm on the Toledo pick, says Nick Nasty. And Nice Nick says one more Penn play, EPL League, Man United over 3. Man U over 3. College baseball today, Coastal and Florida money line parlays. Only one play today. That's it. That's fine. One parlay. Coastal and Florida. Yes, I did see Wild versus Canucks. I thought it was a video game in 3 minutes. They scored 4. Yeah, what was that? Like a 10-7 final? Something that was crazy. Crazy. The new college football playoffs. I hate the college footballs. Maybe 6 teams. Top 6 teams. You want to really start me up on college football? I'm going to get, and I said this all last year too, Marie. And you've been in here on a college football Saturday. Here comes the playoffs. Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon. Who else is going to get in there? Maybe one team from the SEC or the ACC. Texas A&M, Texas. Utah might be able to get in there out of the Big 12. It's going to be 10 teams from the SEC and the Big 10. That's it. That's the conferences. It's shit. And I don't curse. It's terrible. It's crap. Bethune-Cookman got it done. Yeah. Hey, listen, I had South Carolina State and NC Central. I'm all for the MEACs, SWACs, and Southlands. Mike says, Magna for Crane is UConn offense best played game of the year. 24 hours later, go to Crane, which is the furthest travel for any Big East team. Well, here's the thing. They aren't going undefeated because they have 2 losses already. So they're not undefeated, number one. So they have 2 losses on the season. They're already 14-1 in the Big East. They lost to Seton Hall on the road after the Gonzaga game. I mean, is that their best? I mean, I don't know if that's their best win. I mean, you beat Indiana's not that great. You beat Texas by 10 on a neutral. You lost to Kansas by 4, getting 3.5. You beat NC by 11 on a neutral. You walloped Gonzaga on a neutral, basically a home court. You beat Creighton at home pretty handily. You demolished Marquette. Do you really want? I mean, for a money line play on that, I mean, w- is it worth that plus money on that game? That's I don't get it. I'm not plus $4. I mean, maybe if it was like 3 to 1, 4 to 1, I think about taking getting in front of a bulldozer. That's about it. Sleeper baseball team you feel undervalued coming into the season. I like again for win totals and stuff like that, or a team I'm looking to bet on. I think I've mentioned the Royals and the Tigers, two teams I want to bet on that are again. I don't know if they're trendy or kind of team. Eh, again, I don't follow. You know what people think. Like Toronto to me isn't a trendy team when you're picked to win almost 90 games or 87 wins, whatever they have. I'm high on Toronto to have a it's a big year for I think the team. If Toronto doesn't win or in contention, I think they're going to be trading parts away. I don't want to say Baltimore. Everyone's going to be high on Baltimore, right? That's an easy one to say. Um, the people are going to be high on the Reds. I like to see how their pitching kind of holds up there. I'll be down on St. Louis again. The Pirates might be a little spunky bunch. You have a team like San Fran. Our guy Michael B will tell you. They just find ways to win games. It's not a sexy team with great names. Believe it or not, the Mets at 82 and a half wins. I think the offense is good. The pitching's a problem. I think Senga's really good. But then you got Katana. I mean, Andre Hauser. I mean, who's his staff? Bad. Um, but yeah, for my win totals, two teams I'm looking at: Kansas City and Detroit. I think the Central's garbage. Cleveland can't hit. White Sox are terrible, and the Twins are the Twins. I don't know what getting out of the Twins. Clint's in the house. Did UConn just drop the 2.5? Maybe. And people are going to bet Creighton. I understand that. They crushed Creighton on beat them by 12 or 14, whatever they beat them. You just walloped Marquette, and people are going to say, "Oh, that's a tough spot. There's no way they could win again." I get it, but hoping and pooping in your hand, see which one fills up first. I'm not betting against UConn right now. If you want to take Creighton, sure. I'm just not looking to bet against UConn. Wow. They are 24-2. We're not laying 9 points at home, 10 points. It's a 3. Now it's a 2.5. Super. Super. The truth in has thoughts on factoring youth into handicapping. I notice that when I bet on younger teams or players in pro sports, I have more success. No, I don't. The youth has nothing to do with it for me. I mean, maybe in September when you get a bunch of call ups, you might have guys looking for spots, but then the veteran guys are like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm ready to go golfing. But I don't worry about that kind of stuff. It's You're going to have young teams. Are they good? Young doesn't. I mean, old doesn't mean you're good. Oh, it's a veteran bunch. Oh, they were still garbage last year. Look at this. This college football team's bringing back 8 starters on offense and 7 on defense. Well, they were 4-8 last year. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Were they all freshman sophomore getting better? I don't worry about that. No, that's a no for me. UConn's another animal placed by UConn plus 650. I think it's worth a shot. Hate road faves. Yeah, but even at a 2.5, a 3, I don't care. I'd look to take UConn before I took Creighton. I need a lot more Creighton. As I said, it's Creighton money line or it's nothing. And I'm sure tomorrow people come in there. I told you Creighton. I mean, the line is 2.5. It's not. It's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em. 2.5. I mean, 3 even. But you know what? And I said this to Jesse. We're talking about the game. I'm pretty sure they were a 4-point fave over Villanova on the road. They were a 3-point fave at St. John's on the road. Low numbers. They ended up winning. Is Creighton better than both those teams? Yes. So for them to be 5-4 faves over those two teams and then come play Creighton and be a 3 after a big win, that seems about right. That line seems about right. But Creighton could absolutely win this game. I mean, you can go on for the rest of the season. There's limit how much I can put in one of these chats. Oh, that's one thing. I understand, but it said undefeated. Listen, 14 straight. They can get picked off. And I do feel like teams coming in, there's a lot of pressure on teams. Oh, they're undefeated. They're on huge win streaks, right? Who's coming in? Who's coming into the NCAA tournament? You have really, forget about the small conferences. You have your big schools coming in on 5 or 6 game win streaks if they win the tournament, right? Everybody else is coming in on a loss. A team that had a great season coming in on a loss. A team that win a tournament, maybe they come in just win 6 straight. Maybe they're on double-digit game win streaks because they won 6 and they win 5 in a thing and they're 10 in a row. The teams are playing hot. This team win at Villanova, 66-65 on the road, come back, win by 40 at home. You know, you play a close game and you think it's time for them to get picked off and they still win. 74-65, 77-64, 71-62, 89-64. I mean, it's just not a team I get it. Listen, people like Creighton, fine. BYU's line's getting out of control. See, 4 has 5 now. 5. Who's out? Baylor has to have guys out tonight. I mean, I had West Virginia the other day. So is it travel? Is it West Virginia to Waco to the mountains? Is that what it is? To boost it up that high? My guys keep fading my college basketball. UConn -2.5, San Diego State -2.5, Florida State 4.5. Who'd you have yesterday, J-Rock? I forgot who you had yesterday. I don't think we fade you. I just don't think people are just betting every game that people put in the chat. I'm more concerned with Utah State line as that moves up 2.5. I would have thought it would be at least 3 this morning. And people are going to bet on San Diego State. You're cursed. Soap in your mouth, Ralphie. Yeah, I know. I can't. I can't with the freaking crappy college football playoff. It is. It's UConn and everybody else. It's UConn. I want to say I do like North Carolina. I think Alabama's a pretty good team. I said that yesterday. Played a great schedule. I mean, listen, you lose. They lost to good teams, sure, but it's not some cupcake. Not like they played a bunch of cupcakes. 100% UConn is the best. I haven't seen a college basketball team this good since maybe KU team years ago. You think they're that good? Come over to the dark side, Mike B. Fade Creighton. Yes. I mean, I understand take Creighton. I like Creighton. I think Creighton could be a Final 8 kind of team. I think they're good. UConn's just on another level right now. I'm just not running to fade it. It's a 3 or a 2.5. That's, I don't know. Bandits laughing. Nick Nancy. Creighton is one of those teams that they're hitting threes that can beat anyone. Yes. Yes, they can lose to anyone. And they have. They lost to Providence on the road. Lost to Butler 99-98. OT win at the Hall. I mean, 48 points versus UConn. You lost at Marquette. OT loser versus Villanova here. Lost to UNLV. Lost to Colorado State. I mean, you can lose some games when you get hot. And I think Mikey said the same thing about Alabama being a 3-point shooting team. Most teams are. This is the league we play. Did you watch that crap NBA All-Star game? People love shooting threes. That being said, 3's not enough for me to go against UConn. Plus $2, you gonna give me 2-1? I'll take Creighton plus 200 money line. Sure. They're rolling right now. Schedule change, no more working from home, says James. Well, quit that job and start betting. Mike says, no, thank you, Nick Nasty. I don't tell people. I bet what I like, and that's it. If I lose, I lose. If I show its opinion, that's why I come in, but I have to go with what I think will win. I get this. Here comes games coming in Creighton. I totally understand taking Creighton today. I get it. The lines come down. You love it? It is Creighton money line now. I'm not going to take points of Creighton because UConn can win this by 5, and that's that. And you lose anyway. I'd rather take a plus money line there than anything else. But I don't. What are we doing here? This isn't a Purdue team that loses every other week on the road. I'm also going on what I think, not Higgs. You should go on what you think. Yeah, I give you my thoughts on the game, my thought process, and mine's a little more than yours, right? You guys got a little character. You could fit in a little box. I can go on my little soapbox ramble here, and I do. I bet BYU because back-to-back road games for Baylor, shooting 6% West Virginia. Yep, Baylor has Houston on deck. Super Soaker's a heck of a home court. Yeah, BYU, great home court. Back-to-back roadies. Bad travel spot. But to go from a 2 not to a 5, I don't know about that though. I mean, this was a 2.5 last night. You're telling me you're seeing 4.5 5s now. Is that getting out of control? Nathan's in the house. Point spreads have been plucking. We're not going to say that word in here. J-Rock says BYU's tough at home, that's for sure. Yes. And again, I mentioned teams winning on the road, difficult things to do. Baylor had been 5-5 on the road. I'm saying, you know what? I'll take a bunch of points with a crappy West Virginia team. And they are. They're the worst team in the Big 12. They did not get it done for me. BYU, new to the Big 12, but they weren't terrible in the West Coast. They were a tournament team, right? Middle of the pack here, 6-6 at conference play, 15-2 at home, 3-5 on the road. Not bad. You know, you're going to lose games on the road. And let's go who they played. They lost their first game here. I had them against Cincinnati. They lost. Then they went to BYU. Loser. Went to Baylor, lost. Favorite at UCF. Loser, didn't cover the number. Iowa State took care of business. Texas Tech, loser. Houston, loser at home. No shame losing to Houston. You beat Texas at home here by double digits. I think we had them here, or maybe not on the chat, or maybe on the premiums. Beat West Virginia by 30. I think I had West Virginia in that spot as well off of a big win. They won by 13 on the road. Bad loss to Oklahoma. Don't like that one. K-State winner. UCF winner by a bucket here. And that's a game you think they'd come. That's a game you think they probably would have had a blowout in. 12-point faves. Central Florida to BYU. Tough travel, altitude, and then you have a loss at Oklahoma State. Now, we could hit with it's a bounce back spot for them off of a 10-point road loss. Is that why it's getting bet up? I just only get a 4.5, 5. I'm not bet BYU at 5. I mean, really, the line is right. You said you saw 4.5s out here. What is it at now? 4.5s at FanDuel right now. DraftKings opened this up at 1. Two and a half to 5. Home Mormon Church on BYU. I can't play BYU at 5. Maurice says, crazy how good UConn is. I don't think they have any NBA talent. Well, someone will draft them. BYU loves to choke away leads. And again, Baylor is a tough little squad. If I get 5, maybe I come in a Baylor. Definitely not BYU at 5. No, I mean, you see, I don't have it here. I don't have it anywhere. No, thank you. Maurice says, Michael says to Maurice, I think UConn's big man will make the league and Newton are both NBA talent. These teams are always going to have somebody get drafted. Are they going to be good in the NBA? That's another discussion. We talk about that all the time, these busts. Kid D says, Nathan, if money line is lower than plus minus 140, take it. Take points out of it, especially with college basketball. Yeah, that's it. That's an easy one. Please, I tell you my record here because I can't get on the sites here when I load up. They do not have money lines at night. Boise Broncos. You like Boise today? Laying 15 over San Jose? Yeah, you hate the spread. Of course. We'd love to lay them -4, but that ain't going to happen because the Spartans are terrible. Baylor getting healthy, but again, what is up with that line? Don't like it. Nathan agrees with King D. Take the money lines in the short spreads. You have to. You have to. It's simple. And we had our guy come in here the other day. I forgot who it was. Oh, it was a Liddy Lit taking Purdue money line. I said, "You're nuts." Liddy Lit obviously can't afford to pay his internet bill. He hasn't been back. You can't lay numbers like that. You want to lay a 140? You want to lay a 150? Listen, I get you want to go 150, 160 even. All right, I guess I'll roll my eyes at that. That's not what I do. But um, BYU, if you took a minus 130, 140 last night, you're sitting pretty. Now the line is 5. All you just need is a win. That's the tip, Nick. Yes. You should know that already by coming in here. We say that multiple times. I can test to a lot of half-point losers past year. I can't say I'm putting 3 on a game and winning 2 to 220. It's one of the, again, I'm not a huge proponent of that, right? I mean, that's just who I am. I feel you come in, I got a 120 money line here. I don't think that is betting or handicapping or being a pro when I tell you to take a -$6 fave. Oh, the Dodgers are playing today. They're -330, easy winner. Yeah, well, it should be an easy winner. But they're going to lose 60 games this year. And now you got to win 3 to make up for 1. 140, let's go. That's fine. Butler, VCU, Central Michigan, Michigan State, Utah State, and St. Mary's for me. Mike says, seeing Utah State lines coming down, I'm curious if there's an injury. And again, that Utah State game to me is a nice spot. I will take that game. If the line comes down, so be it. That's fine. They got pummeled on the road, 75 to 55. San Diego State has 6 losses on the road. All their losses to good teams. Utah State and them are tied at the top of the Mountain West, and the teams right below them. Hi, you lost at Nevada, you lost at Colorado State, you lost at Boise, you lost at New Mexico State. Here comes a team that's better than all those teams. You're a little bit of a dog. I can't bet San Diego State on the road. I don't care to get 2.5, 3. Line comes down, that's fine. That's fine. You're off a monster win over New Mexico. Big win for you. A little redemption for San Diego State. Right? You beat them. You had lost by 18 on the road. So you got your payback. Now it's time for some Utah State payback. You beat them 81-67. They're coming in off a 20-point loss. Give me Utah State. Thank you, Nick Nasty, King D. I had 3 half-point, 1-point losers on Saturday. Anything above 130, I can't. It's difficult, Mike. I say it all the time. I say it here. It comes back. It bites me in my giant butt because I'm going to do a puck line or a run line instead of a regulation or a no bottom 9 or just lay the juice. I'm going to get fancy. I don't want to lay 155. I'm going to go run line, and I end up losing it. And that's how you end up having losing seasons on free picks. Oh, boy. Lock of the day, Boise. This is this guy. This is this guy coming in with his jokes. You know, Pat, I was going through my Bowmans from 2021s up to 2023s last year. And I have your little voice in my head like, hey, man, you got to get these Brian De La Cruz cards. Oh, yeah. Joe Adele. Oh, he's got MJ Melendez. You know, at least I said Reed Detmers. I was a Reed Detmers guy and a Jeremy Pena guy. Gabe says, get the pen out for a lock. No, he doesn't get the pen, Gabe. This guy, he's just come here trolling. He's just coming in here trolling because he's on the other side. He's got a square peg on the Aztecs. This guy with his lock of the year, Boise State. He's trying to throw that mojo out in the air. Michael B says, I really feel like I got to start taking more money line instead of taking 2.5s and threes. The juice is killing me. I mean, it's hard to hit 55, 60%, and then with the juice on these games. I'm going to look around, Mike, because I don't. I mean, who are you talking to? You talking to me here? Are you talking? Are you talking to me? Well, I'm the other one here. Who do you think you're talking to? I get it. I got the pain. I got, you know, I got a, I'm over 500 with my record, but I'm down because I'm losing 1.5s because I can't get a money line on the site, and that's a topic for a different show. But like, I can get a money line for myself somewhere. I'll lay 115, 120 here, but on the site I'm laying 1.5, 2. Can't get money lines. They add up. So I say you got to shop around. You need multiple shops to get down on. Boise spread feels sharp, right around a sweet spot, 80-66. Again, I'm not. I mean, I like Boise. I'm not going to lay 15 with them though. Ball State. I like Ball State. I said that when I was doing my Marcos minute for our guy Marcos, who has not come in today. But there's a Marcos minute. Take him. You get him plus 104. Utah State minus 120 FanDuel. I like it, Gabe. Yes, I think they win. I'm hoping they win. I bet them today, so got a -2. Got a -2. Well, here I got him 2.5 in the chat, but I got him at 2 on the site. And a 2.5 was consensus when I put out. Sometimes the lines are a little different. I apologize for that. But they do change. I try to keep them when I put the games up at night. I try to keep the night line to the morning line. Michael B, have a good one. We'll see if I look like a full take rate tonight. I don't think it's a fool play, especially if the line comes down. I totally understand. I just don't want to get that for a 140. Not looking to take shots for that. Boise first half minus 250. Oh, 250. What is this? The guy's name rhymes with Lent. You think I'm going to tell you that that's okay? San Diego State wins the Mountain West tournament. I could see that. But am I going to take them to the fave game? I'm not going to take them. I'm going to take Colorado State or somebody else who's plus money. King D says to Mikey B, I want you to personally don't lay over 140. It's pushing it. Maybe better so the long run works for me. Listen, Jesse will go up to like 160, 170 sometimes, which is fine because the guys hit 65%. And that's true. That's not a fake number. But it's also less games you could do that with. I can't come in and lay those numbers when I'm betting 20 games on a college basketball. I can't lay those kind of numbers. It's I go 3-12. I could lose 4,000 just on regular juice on my bets, 330s, 550s, whatever I'm putting down. As for his period, plus 160, Colorado against Vancouver. I'm going to take that plus 160, J-Rock. Gabe likes Boise. Is that to win the Mountain West? Jen says, breaking news about the 5-7 new playoff format. Yeah, it's supposed to be 12 teams. Supposed to be. I mean, is this new? I thought this. Didn't they say there's going to be playoff this year, Jen? I don't know if that's as much new as. I mean, unless it's totally switched from what they were going to do last. What was in the works. I have to look because you're the second person who brought up the college football playoffs. So I do not know if it's different than what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, Mountain West tournament should be good. The Avs, the Colorado Avalanche in hockey. They're home tonight versus the Vancouver Canucks. But I'm not a fan of the expanded playoffs, Jennifer. 6 teams, that's all I want. 12 is way too many. Way too many. Because all it's going to be is the SEC and the Big Ten. Great. So now I get to see Penn State lose by 30 in a playoff game. I get to see Texas A&M lose by 20. Whoever. I'm getting trash teams coming into the playoffs. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. And then who's portaling out? What coach is leaving? People don't like 4. 6 is perfect. 6 is fine. You get your Power 5 conferences. And again, you're not getting your Power 5 conferences because it's going to be 3 or 4 teams out of the SEC in the 6-teamer. And now it's a 10-teamer, 12-teamer. If you think you're not getting 9 teams out of the SEC and the Big Ten, you're absolutely nuts. It's going to be crap. It's going to be crap. Blowouts galore. It's like a Sun Bowl. It's ridiculous. Nick Nasty, you're welcome. I'm out of here. Niagara to win the tournament. Oh, you're going Niagara over your Quinnipiac Bobcats, huh, Pounded? That tournament's just a short 10 days away, I believe. I got to do my printout. I'll probably do that after the show. I'll print out conference tournaments because I think they start up on the 4th. 12 teams, but only 4 teams legit. Seriously. It's going to come down to, are you going to be shocked when here we are in the semifinals? It's Georgia versus Ohio State, Michigan versus LSU or Alabama. It's going to be like someone's going to get in there like, oh, look at this. Maryland somehow gets it. Yeah, okay, sure. Whatever. King D, have a good one. Late night money tonight. Be sure to come back and gloat about UConn or Creighton. Live betting San Diego State as it's happening. I'll see you tonight.